How does this make you feel? What about this? Maybe you feel like all this plastic is bad. Maybe you feel like the fact that this is almost plastic free is good. But maybe you recognize that generally this type of plastic is recyclable. And maybe you're not sure what some of the ingredients are on the back of this. As with EVs, laundry detergent sheets are marketed to us as the green solutions that will save us from our current environmental crisis. If your phone identifies you as a zero waster, then you've probably seen curated ads for Earthbreeze laundry detergent sheets. Their green branding can be seen all over their website, including their values page, which includes a clever reworking of the 3 R's. Is charity really redistribution though, or is it just providing essentials for those in need? Now, I'm not here to knock some of the good that these green companies are doing. For instance, one of the programs that Earthbreeze works with, I Support the Girls, provides tampons, bras, and other hygiene products to the houseless and disenfranchised. Were it not for Earthbreeze's association with them, I may not have even realized that this was an issue. Because Earthbreeze does make a commitment to these social support programs and using less plastic, it is arguably more conscientious than most companies. But it's hard to separate this conscience from its fundamental drive to make a profit. Do they do what they do because they actually believe in it, or are they just appealing to modern consumers' desire for eco-conscious companies? The people who run the company undoubtedly care about both, but profit plays a large part in the company's actions. In a culture of green capitalism, social and environmental consciousness are just another claim to fame for a product. One way we can address this issue is by becoming more aware of objective measures of a product. For instance, with food, we have these standardized nutrition labels. With household cleaning products like Earthbreeze, we have an ingredients list. But what even is a detergent? Surface tension is a characteristic of liquids which causes them to contract inward and form droplets. Molecules at the edge or surface are pulled downward with a greater force due to interactions with other molecules in the liquid. Water has a relatively high surface tension, which lowers its interaction with other surfaces, like stains on clothes. So we need something that can dissolve in water but still interact with other surfaces. A simple explanation of how surfactants work is that as a molecule, they contain both a hydrophilic and a hydrophobic end. The hydrophilic end allows the molecule to dissolve in water, while the hydrophobic end acts like a claw, scooping up dirt and grime on stains. It dissolves the stain within the water in little balls called micelle. Notice that the outer part of the micelle contains the hydrophilic end of the surfactant, while the inside, away from the water, contains the hydrophobic end with the dissolved stain. The earliest surfactants were soaps made from animal fats or plant oils and ash. However, in World War I, the Germans, cut off from supplies to make soap, had to improvise. They began experimenting with synthetic soaps made from coal tar, which was the beginning of the modern detergent. By the 50s, synthetic detergents effectively replaced soap for clothes washing in the global north. Here, you can see some of the primary differences between conventional soaps and synthetic detergents. Laundry detergent as a product, however, contains more than just synthetic detergents. For instance, in the ingredients for Earthbreeze, you can also see bleaching agents, enzymes, and even just plain water. And then there's this thing, which has stirred up some controversy here on YouTube with zero wasters. Polyvinyl alcohol is a synthetic carbon polymer used specifically in detergent pods and sheets to give them a film-like quality. Its water solubility allows for the release of the detergent's ingredients upon contact with water, providing an easy-to-use pre-measured dose. Because it is a long-chain polymer, some are concerned about its persistence and bioaccumulation in the environment, increasing in concentration up the food chain. The EPA lists it as relatively safe due to its biodegradation in wastewater treatment plants by specific bacteria. However, Blueland, a powder detergent company that does not use PVA, funded a study showing the potential for its buildup in improperly treated wastewater. So we're at this crossroads where one green company is using an ingredient that's listed as relatively safe by the EPA, and another green company is funding a study showing that that ingredient is not safe for the environment. This sounds like the job for a lot more research. But the bigger issue here is that, largely because of the profit motive, it's hard to determine how honest each company is being. It seems that there are better alternatives to liquid laundry detergent in large plastic containers. But it's ridiculous to think that the general public should be doing their own research to determine which products are better for their health and the environment. In short, the problem is less this,
best paper towel around. This one says best paper towel in town.
and more this. When I first looked into EarthBreeze, I actually really connected with their site's aesthetic, their 1% for the planet and we are neutral status, and their promise of less plastic. What we all have to realize though is that in today's society, these claims are the new currency through which companies will turn a profit. At best, these green companies will play a small part in our transition, to use a phrase from last video, to more planet-bounded lifestyles. At worst, their deception could lead to more problems down the line, which is a possibility we've seen with the buildup of PVA in the environment. Instead of looking to all these companies for solutions, we need to start thinking outside the box of capitalism to bigger changes in our societal structure. So do your research on the products you buy, but don't see it as your responsibility or individual people's responsibility for the impact that those products have on the environment. Thank you for watching today. If you enjoyed, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't enjoy it and you got this far in the video, then you definitely deserve the right to hit that dislike button. I'll be back with another video on composting in 2 weeks. And until then, you can check out my video on clothing waste and oyster recycling, which I'll link at the end of the video here. I hope you find time to think of yourself less this week. Until next time.